Mr. Scott Tomer. Come on, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up.
All right, buddy.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks, man. All right. Well, good morning, and good morning out in Facebook land. I guess we got live here. We got live joining us. Hey, today we're gonna talk about increasing income. If that's okay with you, is that all right?
Yeah.
And what I want you to do is to really, if you would do me a favor, I need you to listen with an open mind. And what I'm going to tell you is, if when we're done today, what we're talking about doesn't make sense, don't walk, run to your car. I mean, because if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. I mean, you don't be convinced or persuaded to do something that you really don't want to do. But I think if you'll listen with an open mind, you'll find out not only does this make sense, it'll also make dollars. All right? And so having said that, what we really do want to do is we want to talk about increasing income. All right? And if you do that, you can also increase your wealth. And I'm a big believer in listening to people who are successful. Can you agree with me on that? Yeah. I mean, if we're looking to go somewhere to do something, then people who've been successful seem to be the ones to listen to. And this next person is the third wealthiest person in the world. His name is Warren Buffett. That really the fastest, the best way to increase your wealth is to start a business. Now again, if you're going to listen to the advice that he's giving, he says it's not just any business. What you need to make sure is that the business that you start is something that the world does. In other words, you don't want to start a business selling 8-track tapes. That probably wouldn't be a good idea, right? You want to do something the world's doing. So if we're going to do that, then let's just start with the world's largest industry. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the world's largest industry is travel. In 2017, travel and tourism added to the economy of the world, listen to this, $8.3 trillion. Now that's a big number. If you break that down per second, it's over $250,000 a second. Let me ask you a question. How big a piece of $263,000 a second would you need to do pretty well financially? Not very much, right? Like 0.000, not very much, okay? And so if we're looking and saying, okay, we're agreeing that it's a good idea to increase our income, okay, we'd love to increase our wealth. We're going to listen to a billionaire and look at an industry that's travel. So if we made those decisions, that's good. Then I think the next thing you have to ask yourself, with whom am I going to do business with? In other words, doesn't that make sense? All right, so let's look at a track record. Here's a track record. Here are the founders of Search 365. And I just want you to know that we started just like you. We sat in a seat. Now, Facebook wasn't around at the time we started, all right? But we sat in a seat, heard something made sense to us. We went to work, and listen, today we're responsible for more than $3 billion in travel sales. All right? Now, you know, and thanks for that, and that's good for us, but what's that mean for you? Well, we paid out over $250 million in commissions in travel to people just like you. That's what we've done. Now, people who've helped us kind of spread the word, if you will, and find more affiliates to help us in our travel sales, those people have been paid more than 50,000 $1,000 bonuses. Over 500 have earned $10,000 bonuses. And folks over $1 million have become over 100 have become $1 million earners. So that's our track record. So again, as you're looking, if we're going to look at starting a business and we're going to do it in travel, then it makes sense to do it with people who've been there, done that, right? So how do we do it? Okay, pretty simple. Our message has always been, if you could go on the very same vacation, okay, so we're talking the same hotel, the same airline, the same cruise cabin, the same beach, the same sun, the same everything. It's exactly the same time you're going to go. And you had a choice, and you could buy that from a faceless corporation or your mom. Who do you buy from? Mom. I mean, if you want Thanksgiving dinner, right, you're going to buy from mom. Now, that's how we did $3 billion in travel. But things have changed. What if, this is a pretty big what if it was cheaper? In other words, it was the same vacation, but now it's cheaper more than 80% of the time. Let me ask you this question. How many people would buy from you? Everybody. Everybody says everybody. I don't know what everybody squared means, but it's a lot of people. Okay? And so we created this industry first concept. It never existed. We created it. That's what we do. It's called Vortex. Here's what your site will look like. If you're a guest today and you're saying, okay, how's this work? What would it be? Well, this is exactly what your Vortex site would look like. It's going to have the hotels and cruises, the cars, the flights. So here's the thing. Your customers pay nothing to to use the Vortex. It's free, just like all those other sites. There is a big difference. All right, our hotel inventory has 5 times what those well-known sites have. So it's free access. And I don't really want you. You got to hear this. It's not something like the Marriott. It's the Marriott. It's not similar. It's not close to. It's exactly the same. And if it's available anywhere, it'll be available on your site. All right? So when you look at this, here's the thing that's crazy. When they save money, whatever they save, we're going to compensate you 60% for telling them about us.
Wow.
All right? And I'm going to show you in just a minute where that money comes from. All right? And you can make money 24/7. Let's take a look at some ideas. Here's Disney. Has anybody ever been to Disney?
Oh, yeah.
If you got kids or grandkids, you will get drugged there if you have not been. All right? It is the most expensive, happiest place on earth. So here's 7 nights in a 2-bedroom. And you know, a 2-bedroom is very nice to have when you're going to Disney because that means mom and dad have a separate accommodations from kids. All right? So 2 bedrooms. Now the lowest price you could find it online, I got to tell you this, the industry kind of does something a little bit tricky. When you first look and you price, what they'll do is they'll say, here's the price, and then you go to check out, it's like, well, hey, wait a second. It's like 15 or 20% more because they don't include the taxes and fees until you go to checkout. So if you're ever going to compare, make sure you go to the checkout before you compare. The lowest price we could find this, and by the way, we searched 15 of the largest, most well-known sites to bring back the lowest price, $1,641. Through the Vortex, your customers. How much did they pay to become a customer? Nothing. It's free. Your customer would pay $1,167. Now this is the very same time, the very same place, everything's exactly the same, except it's $474 cheaper. Let me ask you a question. Do you know anybody who would be offended if they were going to Disney and they were going to stay in this hotel and you said to them, check this out, and they say, does anybody have a friend, a relative, a neighbor, a coworker, someone who doesn't even like you, who's going to be mad that you saved them $474? All right? This part's going to really upset you. Okay? If you're out there in Facebook land, I know this part's going to make you mad. We're going to send you a check for $284 for telling them about us. Now, some of you might be sitting there thinking, okay, how's this work? How are you able to do this? All right, there's really 2 travel companies online. There's Expedia, there's Priceline. All right, hey, you know those comparison sites? You know, like Kayak? You know, they say you go to Kayak and type it in, we'll do all the searching for you, we'll bring it back to you, we'll bring back the lowest price. Guess who owns Kayak? Priceline. So much for independent search, right? So anyway, when you think of it, last year, Expedia and Priceline spent $881 million in advertising and clicks.
Wow.
Every month.
Crazy.
Over 10 billion, with a B, billion, was spent on advertising and clicks. So just look at this discount. That's the advertising. Your compensation is the clicks. Isn't that better for you? Isn't that better for your customer? That's how it works. It's just taking the same money that's already being spent and doing it differently. And we think actually doing it better. Hey, here's another one. Here's a weekend in New York. You're going to leave the kids. Instead of $1,174, you pay $374 less. It's $800. Again, is anybody going to be upset you saved them $374? I know we're going to send you $224. Hey, here's Rome. You're going to go to Rome. This is one of those bucket list trips. Instead of spending $1,337, $931, $406 in savings. Again, please understand this. It's the same day, same check-in, same check-out, same room, same everything. It's just $406 cheaper. Nobody's going to be upset about that. And then I know that you're going to, look, and if you don't want the money, just tell us. We won't send it to you. We'll donate to charity. We'll do something. No, I mean, see, I mean, that's our business model. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's kind of take a look at this. And I just want to ask you this question. Okay. If I showed you, in this next slide, I'm going to show you how to make an extra $6,000 in the next 12 months. Where would you go? Look, you got some place on your bucket list that you want to go. $6,000 probably takes care of it. All right. So on a count of three, I want you just everybody yell out at the same time where you're going to go. 1, 2, 3.
Maldives.
Me too. I like all of them. All right. See, I don't know where it is you want to go, but chances are the reason it's still on the bucket list is money. And I want to show you how to make $6,000 in the next 12 months. And this is without even coming to meetings. This is without building a group or an organization. I'm going to show you how to do this just by telling people about Vortex. All right? So I want you to start by thinking how many people you know. All right, between your social media friends and the people that you socialize in person with, whether that be an organization, a church, a traveling sports team that your kids are involved or grandkids are involved in, maybe coworkers, acquaintances, family, friends. See, if over the course of the next 12 months, 200 hotel nights were booked on the Vortex, and the average savings of $50. Now, I think what you've seen so far, the savings seems reasonable, right? Well, then, how do I get to 200? Well, listen. What if has anybody ever? I mean, to me, Facebook is for what is seeing grandkid pictures. Okay, that's what it's about. I'm not a Facebook person. I know a lot of people are, but they tell me the people who have Facebook friends average 338. Some of y'all got more because you got to make up for me. All right, but has anybody ever shared a savings story on social media? Have you ever saved money on something, or buy one, get one, or 50% off, or hey, they got a special, or there's only 3 left, or whatever the case is? All right, so would it make sense that with people that were on Facebook that you were friends with, that on your social media, that you might say, hey, I found a great way to save money on travel? I mean, would that be like a natural thing to do?
Yeah.
All right, so if you did that, and the average person has 338 friends, if less than 30% of the average person Facebook's friends booked one weekend a year. Now again, does this sound unreasonable? Does this sound like, oh my goodness, that's so much effort?
No.
Folks, do you understand if that happens? I just showed you how to make $6,000 in the next 12 months.
Wow.
Simply by telling people about savings on travel that they were already going to take. Hey, you can make more money in travel. If you decide, we have one of the most well-known, largest host agencies in North America, and you can decide to get your travel agent certification. You got access to all the top travel vendors. Folks, there's comprehensive trainings, and as the founder of that company, Kim Sorensen, said, everybody's a group waiting to happen. What's that mean? Has anybody in the last year or two had a family reunion that you attended? All right, or maybe you made a group or organization, maybe went on a cruise together, or you did something like that. Do you understand that if you just volunteered to be the organizer for that, you just said, you know, I'll do it. So much work, but I'll do it. That just by organizing that you very likely can make several $1,000s depending on the size of the group and go for free.
Wow. Wow.
That's available should you decide to do that. All right? And look, when you're in the travel business, when you're an owner of a travel business, there are benefits that come with ownership. Doesn't that make sense? Yeah. All right. So one of those is you get access to even bigger discounts, and you can earn free vacations from the purchases of your customers. Let's take a look at this. Here's an idea of what that means. So here's Vegas, 7 nights, 2 bedrooms, means 4 adults going out there. $1,386 is the lowest you can find it online. Remember, you got to go to the checkout to find a real price. $1,386, lowest online price. Our price, $459.
Wow.
You can be up in Vegas $927 before you ever gamble. And maybe like 15 minutes later, you'll be even. Okay, but that's folks, that's huge. All right, here's another one. Here's Bora Bora. This is one of those trips of a lifetime. Actually found it. This is actually, I didn't know they had these. This is a 6-star resort. All right, it must be because it's like it's over it's almost $1,000 a night. All right, 6,700 lowest you can find it online, but as an owner, it's 3,400, about half price. See, you know that we just talked about how to make $6,000 the next 12 months. Well, if the South Pacific was on that bucket list, between what you made and the member price, didn't we just take it off the bucket list, put it on the done list? See, that's what we do at Surge. Here's an Alaskan cruise. Balcony stateroom, 2 adults, lowest you can find it online, 4,700. The exact same room, and I know this because I'm the one who did the comparison. I booked the room, okay? I reserved the room. You know, you don't want to book it twice on 2 different sites. And then went in and booked the very same room, and this was the price as an owner, $3,500, 25% savings. Okay, you paid for airfare to get there. Folks, and I want you to hear this. I could do this all day long. There's not a place you could talk about. There's not a holiday weekend. There's not. If it can be found anywhere, it will be on our site, and it will be cheaper. Always. Always as a member. And 85% of the time as a Vortex customer. So we've got something called a vacation vault. And that you know, probably doesn't mean anything to you because we created the term, all right? But here it is. You basically, every time a customer makes a purchase and they get savings, in addition to getting compensation, you also get something called reward credits. Think of these like credit card points. It's about the same thing, all right? For every dollar spent, it's, you know, there's a point that you get. Those points can be redeemed for a lot of things, vacations with us, but also it can be redeemed like at Home Depot and Best Buy, and there's, you know, just all kinds of things you can do with them, all right? But here's what I want you to think about for a second. Because every one of your customers, when they make a purchase, you're getting their points. This is kind of like, imagine how fast those would grow. If you were getting the credit card points of everybody you know, were all being deposited into your account, how quick would that grow? Fast, right? Well, that's what we do with the Vacation Vault. That's what happens. We have people who came to the convention, who paid for their room, who paid for their flights. I've talked to people we had one guy who went on a cruise, had enough points from that cruise that they took their daughter on to have a free cruise to just go on for them. That's what this can amount to, all right? So I just got to ask you this question. Really, it's more of a statement. Does it make sense to have significant income showing people how to save money on travel? Does that make sense? All right. Then, does it make sense to get free vacations from customer purchases? All right. Does it also make sense that if you choose, you can have substantial earnings as a travel agent? Okay. Some you can choose to do, not choose to do. All right. And does it make sense to get the guaranteed absolute lowest pricing on your personal travel? All right. So if those things make sense, all right, then what we got to do is say, but what's the cost? Okay. The cost, a one-time fee of $4.99, monthly fee of $63.54. But here's something I want you to hear. It comes with a risk-free guarantee. What's that mean? Well, it simply means that if you will share the Vortex with 10 people a month, they have to create an account. The reason they have to create an account is because we can't show prices lower than public pricing without it being a closed group. So all they got to do is create an account. They do not have to buy. They don't have to do anything. By the way, every week we'll market to them in their email promoting specials. Now, those specials may not pertain to them, but guess what? Every week we're going to remind them when it's time to book travel, do what? Click here. Then they click, they buy, they save, you earn. It's a wonderful thing. So you get 10 customers a month for a year. Complete our 60-day training. Takes less than 10 minutes a day. We're going to send it to your phone by text. No tests. We don't grade. Don't tell anybody. We don't even check to see if you completed it. But you ought to, right? Because this is your business. Learn about it. Learn how to run it. Learn about the tax advantages. Okay? So you do that, and at the end of the year, if you're not happy with the financial results, you don't have to explain it to us. You don't have to justify it. All you have to do is say, I would like my money back. And we will send you a check for the amount you paid for the year minus what you earned. Now understand, we're buying your business, which means we're buying your customers. Because here's what I know. If you don't see value in your customers, I do. We will happily write you a check for your 120 plus customers. Okay? So we have that. Then if you say, well, I kind of that initial fee, I can kind of handle that. I'd really like to do it, but that monthly fee, that's every month. Well, it's every month unless you refer 3 people. If you refer 3 people like you, your monthly fee is waived. As long as those 3 or any 3 stay active, you'll never pay a monthly fee. For a lot of people, this is a one-time decision of $4.99. Now here's what I'd just like you to kind of hear for a second. All right. I know that as we go through this part of the presentation, whether you're watching us live or you're here in person, that it's hard to argue with the logic of what we just talked about. People are already traveling, spending, folks, $8.3 trillion in 2017. They're already doing it. Everybody you know is going to do, chances are, almost everyone you know, high percentage, way over 90%, are going to spend a night or 2 at least in a hotel this year. Whether it's for a wedding, a funeral, a graduation, and they're going to save money through the vortex for free. Wow. But you may be sitting there kind of like I have been at times in my life. Scott, I just don't have the $4.99. I mean, I'll get it over time. I like what I see. I want to get started now. How can I do that? Well, here's what we can do. You can start today at $199. You get the vortex, the risk-free guarantee, 3 and free, the money-making opportunity of making money in travel. We can get you started. You can always upgrade to get all the benefits at a later time. And that's what we do. That really is, if you came looking for what is this all about, we just told you what it's all about. Have I shown you how to increase your income? I mean, in a way that doesn't require you to really, like I said, you don't have to go out and knock people down. You don't have to drag them into a meeting. You don't have to kidnap them. You don't have to do any of those kind of things. See, I don't know of any other way. I don't, Chris. I don't know of any other way that you can go out on something people are already buying, show them how to save money on the very same thing they were buying at the very same time they were going to go, and be compensated in the process. That's what we do at Surge 365. I think we've covered that first part, which is increase your income. Anybody interested in seeing how to increase your wealth?
Yes.
Now, you can increase your wealth by increasing your income over time. You invest that money, and over time you can do it, okay? But you may be kind of, if you're my age, it's like, I don't have time working for me. I need to make up for lost time. As one of our directors says, I need to make up for a lifetime of retirement mistakes. If you find yourself there, then there's a way that you can increase your wealth very quickly as compared to what it traditionally takes. And to really cover that and talk about how that works, I'm going to bring up my partner. He's a co-founder of the company, and absolutely one of the best trainers, but not just one of the best trainers. His understanding of business and how to leverage opportunities to increase your net worth is unsurpassed in this industry. And please help me welcome up Dr. Chris Cockley.
Well, give Scott a hand. Did he do a great job? I mean, what Scott showed you just absolutely makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, that's an opportunity for you to have a business for less than the cost of a cell phone that you can make money without having to recruit people or sell anything. Wow. Think about that. All you got to do is let people know that when they're looking to travel, 8 out of 10 times your site's going to be cheaper, so will you at least take a look and give us a chance to compete for your business? That's good. That's good. I mean, if you just say that 10 times a month and share the opportunity, you can explode and make money, and if you don't, you can sell the whole thing back and get all your money back. Like, that's a no-brainer, right? But you know, he brought me up because I'm going to talk to you about what got me excited. See, the most incredible thing about this is that the founders of this company, we're not some corporate guys that don't understand what it takes to build a business. We were sitting in the seat you're sitting in today. And we got excited about different things. See, I was 19 when I first took a look at this industry. I didn't understand a whole lot about nothing. Now, you can't tell most 19-year-olds that now, and they think they know everything. But I clearly knew I knew nothing. Let me tell you why I knew. Because I had nothing. And somebody that knows something might have something. I had no money, no house, no car, no wife, no kids, no checking account. I ain't had nothing, which clearly meant I must not know. There it is. See, some of y'all argue with these kids. Just tell them to tell you what they got. And when they're done, you realize they have nothing. Right? But now let me talk to a guest. You're a guest, right? No, I'm in here. Oh, he said, don't mess with my money. I'm going to come way over here. Who's a guest? And brand new. Okay, you're brand new. Your name? Eric. Eric, who invited you?
My sister Cindy here. Mr. Nicholson.
And it all leaked to Mr. Nicholson, right? Now, he did the introduction today. Didn't he do pretty good?
Yeah.
That's all he did. But how much of explaining the business opportunity did he do?
A lot.
He didn't do anything. Scott did it.
Oh yeah, Scott.
After he introduced Scott, he sat down over there smiling. Look, and thumbs up. Can you do, over the course of the next week, the same thing Nick Nicholson did today? Could you introduce Scott to 10 people and then smile and do thumbs up?
I think I could.
You think you could get that, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty simple. We could train right now and do like this. He is a natural. He's a natural. See, guys, if you could introduce people to the opportunity and let Scott or one of our regional or national builders or directors do all the explaining, let me ask you a question. Out of 10 people, how many do you think would be interested? Eric, how many do you think of 10 people you know that you introduced to Scott and Scott explained what he explained would be interested?
Like 8 or 9 out of 10.
8 or 9 out of 10. See, guys, because it just makes sense, right? That 8 or 9 out of 10 would be interested. And all he had to do was introduce Scott, smile, and do the thumbs up every now and then. It's awesome, right? Told you it was going to be good. Man, that guy's great, right? Let me show you what happens, Eric, if just what you said is true. See, we have what you call a fast start bonus. If 3 out of the 10 like what they saw and got interested as platinum members, you'd get a $150 fast start bonus.
Yeah.
You'd also make $30 for each one of them that decided to get started. That's a total of $240. If 3 out of the 10 said they liked it. That's it. Now, to buy a business like Scott talked about, he said it was $4.99. And if 3 liked it, you get $240. Now, I don't know about you, but you take the $240 from if they like it, you take the $4.99, you paid for it, you now only paid $260 for your business. Isn't that incredible?
Yes. Yes.
But he said 8 or 9. Well, let's assume 4 more and we'll say 7 out of 10 liked it. You'll also get a $1,000 quick start bonus. Plus $50 for each person that got started. That means in your first 30 days, you shared this business with 10 people. 7 said they liked it and got started. You made $1,440. You spent $500 to buy that business, but because you decided to also build a network and shared it with 10 people, you had an opportunity to make $1,440. That means you made a $950 profit in your first 30 days. I mean, that's a no-brainer, isn't it? See, there's no way. Now, some of you, I know, but Chris, Scott said it, I just don't happen to have $4.99. Really? If you could make $1,440 back, how many of you could figure out how to come up with $4.99? Yeah, the same way you come up with money for everything else you want. 3 piles. Pay now. This is our bill system. Pay later. Hope these go away. A month later, the hope go away becomes the pay now. The other bills become the pay later. And you have a new batch of hope these go away. Isn't that how we all manage our finances when things are tight? So all of a sudden you get that $4.99, and a month later you got $14.40, and all of a sudden you could pay the ones now, pay the ones later, and pay the ones you hoped went away. Guys, you can't beat that system. And all you had to do was say, here's Scott. Nick did that really good. Guys, it's that simple. But now, let's talk about what you can continue to build if you build a network. See, when something just makes sense, you know what we found? We found that people share it. See, you share it. If you take a trip like Scott talked about and you go to Las Vegas and you save $900 before the plane land, you're going to tell somebody. You can't help but tell somebody. People are going to share their savings, they're going to share their earnings, and when you share stuff that makes sense, other people will what? They're going to listen and do it. They're going to say, how can I get a business where I could travel for little to nothing or even free on points? How did you get that? And now they're asking you instead of you having to ask them. Doesn't that sound really, that's the way it works. Well, guess what? Look what happens if that network starts to grow. Every multiple of 7 people that come into your network, you make a $1,000 bonus. Wow. That's every, listen to me, to infinity. That means you get 70, and then you get 70, and now there's people joining and so far away in other states and other countries, I don't even know them. I'm just looking in my back office and it goes 7,000. 7, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 7, 1,000. See, some of you going, oh, it can't be that easy. What if it is? Are you going to find out, or are you just going to doubt it? I mean, you already made $950 profit getting started, so it cost you nothing. And because 3 people got started, Scott said 3, yours is free. So you don't even pay a monthly. So you got a free business. You think you might want to see if every 7 is 1,000? Yeah. See, I don't know about you. I'd be up all night staring at my back off. They'd be like, are you going to go to sleep? No. I'm 2 away from another 1,000. I don't know where they're coming from. That'd be like my whole thing. I take breaks for bathroom and food. The rest of the time, I'm just looking at the computer. Come on, go, baby, go. Look at this. When you get to a multiple of 100, you qualify for that $10,000 bonus. Yeah. And as Scott said, we were reps in the seat just like you were. I remember when I got my first $10,000 bonus. I was a nervous wreck because I said, this has got to be a mistake. There's no way they just sent me $10,000. So I went to the bank. I stood in line like everybody else. And when I got to the front, I put that $10,000 check, and they said, what did you like to do with it, Mr. Cockley? I said, cash it. I wasn't going to put it in the account, and if it was a mistake, they'd take it back out. If they were getting this back, they were going to have to get it back out of my cold, dead body. You understand? Because I was taking it with me. And they said, well, to cash a check this big, Mr. Cockley, you're going to have to come in the back. And I said, where's the back? I didn't know y'all had a back. I've been banking here for a year, and they never seen the back. I thought this line was the only thing we had. They opened one of them doors and took me in the back in a nicely furnished room with couches and danishes and coffee. And they said, wait here, we'll be back. And I'm going, man, they treat people with $10,000 a whole lot different than the rest of them. And I mean, I paid my bank fees like everybody else at this point. So I proceeded to see how many danishes I could eat. Get some of my fee money back. And then they came in the room with $10,000 cash and said, take your time, Mr. Cockley, you can count it in here in privacy. And I said, I sure will. And I counted all 10,000. And then I started thinking like most of us do who come from questionable neighborhoods. Somebody might be waiting outside to take my money. So then I began to shove the money into every place I could on my body. I had money stashed in my belt and in my pockets and in my underwear. I put that 10 grand everywhere I could, and then I came out the room and said, thank you very much. And I started walking out the bank just like this. I must have got home and counted it again 50 more times. How many of you do that when you got more money than you think you should have? You keep counting it like it's going to change. Multiple of 100 to infinity, and you make a $10,000 bonus. When you earn a $10,000 bonus, when you add up how many $1,000 bonuses you made along the way, your total compensation is $26,000. But see, one day the founders were sitting around talking about people who really want to do something big. People who might find themselves in a situation where just making money slow won't do it. There's people out there right now who are in danger of losing their homes to foreclosure, or having their cars repossessed, or their kids kicked out of school because they don't have the tuition, or trying to send 2 or 3 kids to college at the same time. And we said to ourselves, what can we do to help those type of people in those type of situations? And so we came up with, for a limited time, that if you earn the $10,000 bonus in 100 days, if you get 100 people in 100 days, we'll give you an extra $25,000 bonus. That's a total of $51,000 in 100 days. See, you don't understand. Let me put my financial analyst hat on. 95% of Americans don't make $50,000 a year. The median income of a family of 4 with 2 working adults is 50-something thousand in America. We're talking about one of you in 100 days. Tell me where else can you go? Sit in a meeting. Person who brought you down didn't even do nothing, but sit there going like this. And in 100 days, you can make $50,000. Wow. See, not only should you be thinking about getting started, you should be thinking about 100 people in 100 days. Because if they're going to put it on the table, see, I don't know, well, maybe you don't think like me. I'll let you in on my insight. Whatever they're offering, I'm taking it. Anybody else think that way? See, I grew up in a disadvantaged neighborhood. My mother told me, if you see something for free, you take it and get some for your brothers and sisters. Anybody else was told that rule? Don't come home with just some for you, because if you do, I'm going to split it up between your brothers and sisters. So I made sure if it was free, if I saw a free sandwich, I got 4 of them. So I ain't have to share mine. So if they're giving away $1,000 bonuses, right? It just makes sense. And then for those of you that are in the network marketing industry, you're looking for keywords that tells you whether this is the right type of business opportunity to be involved in. Here's your keywords. Yes, you get paid team builder for every person that gets started. Yes, we have 100% check match on anybody you sponsor. Yes, we have residual income from $2 to $6. Yes, you can get 1,000 to infinity. Yes, we have generational overrides through infinity. Yes, we have guaranteed income, $500 monthly guaranteed income. These are all different ways you can make money. You hear people all the time say, if you truly want to be successful, you got to have multiple streams of income. We got multiple streams within one business opportunity. You don't have to go find a bunch of things to do. Do one right, and you should have money coming from multiple areas.
That's right. That's right.
Now I'm going to talk to you about the absolute. That wasn't me, was it? Okay, make sure I ain't making noises. Now I'm going to talk to you about the absolute most incredible leadership reward program in the industry. See, once you figure out how to be successful, we'll continue to pay and reward you to teach that to others. And a lot of companies talk about this, but very few really have it.
That's right. That's true. Very true.
See, this is the part that excites me the most. Because, guys, I wish I could walk around in this crowd and put my hand on your shoulder and let you see what happened in my life. I'm the youngest of 4 kids to a single parent mom who worked their way off welfare to become a nurse and then worked double shifts as a nurse, 16-hour days, and then would go sit with someone elderly in private duty nursing over the weekend to raise 4 kids. It was 5 of us in a 2-bedroom apartment with 1 bathroom. I hear people talk about their childhood where I had my own room and I put up pictures of Michael Jackson and all this stuff on my wall. You know, my mother had a bedroom, my 2 sisters shared a bedroom, and me and my brother shared a pull-out couch. And we wasn't allowed to put posters in the living room. I hear people say, yeah, when I was growing up, I had my own phone. No, we lived in the living room. We had the house phone. And every time you picked it up, my mother picked up the other end and said, get off this phone. So we had no phone. Some of you got to sleep late. We had to hurry up and put the living room back together before anybody came over. And today, because I sat at a meeting and said yes, didn't even understand what they were talking about, but I wanted to win so bad, I was willing to try anything legal and moral. And now today it's me and my wife. And we live in a 6,000 square foot house that has 5 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms.
Come on.
See, I went from 5 people in 1 bathroom to 2 people in 6 bathrooms. We got a movie theater. I remember standing outside the movie theater begging for money, and it was only 99 cents so I could get in and watch a movie. Now I got a whole movie theater upstairs in my house. I remember paying to join a gym. I got a gym in my house. There's 2 of us, but we got a 4-car garage full and an extra car that don't have nowhere to sleep. All because I said yes in a meeting. So while some of you feeling skeptical and all that other kind of stuff, cut it out. The price is less than a cell phone. What can you really lose? If the whole thing a lie, you lost $499. Most of you can't even tell where the last $499 went. Probably the last 3 times you went out to dinner. You know where that went, right? Straight to crap. But look at what happens if it does work. See, the first level of leadership is a level 1 director. A level 1 director gets a $1,000 monthly bonus. You got your director jacket? Can you put it on and supermodel for me for a minute? And they also get the level 1 director blazer.
All right.
We've got a level 1 director with us today, Sharonica Roberts-Jack. Strong J. Do that walk. Model that jacket. You better work. That's level 1 director. That's a $1,000 a month bonus. That's $12,000 a year. Some of you going, well, Chris, that's not that much money. Really? On Monday, go to your job and ask for a $12,000 raise. Yeah. And after you pack your box full of stuff and they take your security key, you come back and join us and become a level 1 director. See, and then if you help 2 or 3 people become level 1, you get promoted to level 2. A level 2 director doubles their bonus to $2,000 a month. That's a $24,000 a year bonus, but you also get to use a corporate car. And you get to pick between the Dodge Charger and the Dodge Challenger. And see, I'll help you with how to pick this. If you like your family, then pick the Charger because it's got 4 doors and you can fit everybody. If you don't really like them, pick the Challenger. And every time you get ready to leave the house, go, I want you to go, it's just no room. And you drive off. But we pay for the car, we pay for the insurance, we give you $2,000 a month that you can use for gas, and you drive away. See, some of you go, well, what's significant about that? It's because no other company does it that way. Right now, if you go to some of these companies that say you can win a car, if you win, you got to go down to the dealership and qualify on your credit for the car. And then you've got to hit a quota every month, and they'll give you the amount of the car payment. And if you miss the quota, they won't give you the payment, and now you got to pay for the car yourself. And if you can't pay for the car, who show up? Repo man, come take the car. And now what was supposed to be recognition and a reward just became a penalty. And most people, if you were broke when you showed up, can you afford to qualify for a leasing of a car? No, because credit takes longer to catch up than money. Here, you don't even have to apply for nothing. You qualify, and we give you the key, and we bring it right outside. Right? Charles, we brought your car right here to right? Joe, all you had to do was come up here, smile, get the keys, and walk out. It's out there right now. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all playing around with this. Oh, you just trying to trick us by giving him a car. Really? That's what you think? Just to get $4.99, we bought a whole car? Level 3 director, you help 3 people get to level 2, you'll go to level 3. See, now at level 3, you don't have to drive our corporate car anymore. You get to pick between the Mercedes CLA 45, BMW 428i, or Jaguar XF, and you also increase your monthly bonus to $4,000 a month. That's $48,000 a year. Bonus. Bonus. Which car are you going to get? You like that BMW? How about you, Eric? Which car would you pick?
I would go for the Jaguar.
Classy, right? Yeah, go for the Jaguar. See, I suggest you go to the dealer right now when you leave here and test drive it so that you're sure which one you want to get. Go test drive it. And then you got $4,000 a month. Hey, help 3 people get to level 3. See, this is reward for helping people. And you become level 4, and now you get a presidential Rolex. See, guys, cars are great when people see you in the parking lot. But if you're already in the building, nobody knows what you drive. What tells people that you're successful, and maybe they should listen to what you have to say? I'm going to teach you something real quick. When you wear a Rolex, you learn to do things differently. Like you do this a lot. And when people ask for directions, you go, take a right, then turn left. You notice that? And you can tell when it's real because all the way in the back row, can you see it? Yeah, you can see it across town. It's a daggum car on your wrist. It's classy and it means success, which is why just about everybody successful owns at least one. Most own a collection. But see, we don't want you to spend your money on this type of stuff. Save and invest your money to build a legacy for your children's children. Let us buy you the toys. Does that not make sense? I get compliments on this Rolex all over the world. Guess who bought this Rolex? Scott. You see? If Scott's going to buy you a Rolex, what are you waiting for? If Scott's going to let you pick a car, what are you waiting for? I would be filling out a whole list of stuff Scott going to buy me. Scott going to buy me this. Are you serious? And you save and invest your money. And now at level 4, your monthly bonus goes to $8,000 a month. You're just shy of $100,000 a year bonus. Bonus means extra. Help 3 people become level 4, you become level 5. Now this is where you pick out your wife's car. You get to drive the little one we just talked about. If you don't believe me, wait till you win and see how this works. You think you're about to pick out yours, and then she'll take the keys and you'll be still driving the Jaguar. But at level 5, you get to pick a Lamborghini Huracan or a Ferrari Portofino or a 2 or 4-door Bentley. And your monthly bonus goes to $12,000 a month, $140,000+ a year bonus. Now tell me, which car would you pick? You'll just take the Bentley, that's fine. No big deal. $240,000. Just give me that one. 2-door or 4-door? 4-door. He likes to take his family with him. Eric, which one would you pick?
Just like any other young folk, Lamborghini.
That's right. Eric said just like everybody his age, he's going for the Lamborghini. And he doesn't care that he can't fit nothing else in there with him because he's not taking them anyway. Now, I do have some advice for you on this one. You must go and test drive or at least sit in these cars because they are uniquely different than anything in the world. I remember the day that me and Coach and Scott went to the dealership to pick out my car. And I, not as young as you, but still young at heart, ran straight to the Lamborghini. And I climbed in it, man, and I looked good. I started having visions of pulling up to the restaurant and hitting the door, and the door goes up, and everybody's going, who is that? Until I tried to get out. The Lamborghini has a lip about this high, and if you can't lift your leg high enough to get over there, you can't get out. And all of a sudden I panicked because I was stuck in a Lamborghini. So I had to do the only thing that made sense to me. I fell out sideways and started kicking my feet until I slid out on the floor and got up real quick and wiped off so nobody could see me. And I said, that's not going to look good in front of the restaurant. See, not everybody can fit in a Lamborghini. You can probably fit, Eric. Chris, no fit. Broke my heart. So I strolled over to the 2-door Bentley and bought that one. And I'm okay. Love the Bentley. Would have loved to have the Lamborghini, but I would have had to stay in it at all times. Until I got home where nobody saw me dive on the ground. So go test drive it, because some of y'all my size are sitting there thinking you're going to Lamborghini. I'm not going to tell you you can't fit. I'm telling you, go see for yourself so that you make the right choice. Hey, you help 3 people become level 5 and have Bentleys and Lamborghinis, you become a level 6 director, you get $1 million bonus. $1 million bonus. Guys, this company makes sure that your reward never becomes a penalty. See, you get $1 million bonus, the tax man's going to be looking. So what we do is we give you $500,000 up front as soon as you qualify. And then at the end of the year, we give you $500,000 more. So when the tax man comes at the end of the year, you've got $500,000 more to pay your taxes.
Good deal. Good deal.
See, we make sure, this is not just giving you recognition. We do it the right way so that you never get penalized for the recognition you get. You help 3 people become level 6, you become level 7, and now you get to pick some additional toys. So you get to choose between a vacation home, a yacht, or $1 million motor coach. Whatever's your flavor, you get to pick one. Here's the thing that I want you to know about what I'm saying. Every single level that I've just described has been hit with the founders of this company. This is not theory. Someone has hit every single level I'm explaining. And I don't know about you, but if you show me one person that's done it, then I can what? See, that's the world I come from. That's what my mother taught me. If one person can do it, you can do it. Especially when the prerequisite is, oh, I would be practicing this all day. That's all I got to do. I don't have to be 6'5" with a crazy jump shot and be able to, I don't have to be 240 pounds and run a 440 something, 40-yard dash. I don't know what that is. I don't got to be all of those things with all those special talents and ability. I just got to be able to smile and do this as good as the next person. Man, you got to be kidding me. And they gave somebody all of this crap. They better start shopping. See, that's what I start thinking. They better start shopping. You need to line mine up. I hope they got some money saved. You become a level 8 director, you get a $100,000 a month bonus. Guaranteed for a minimum of 10 years. And someone hit that too. None of this is theory. Every position's been hit by someone. And if someone can do it, so can you. So when you look at what we just proposed, guys, it's pretty simple. We just proposed to you the perfect business opportunity. Perfect, because look what you have. You have a business that's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can make money while you sleep. While you sleep, somebody's on your site booking, and when they save, you earn. You got a proven system of success. Every level I just discussed, somebody hit. And you've got the flexibility of being your own boss. You got the technology of mobile apps and mobile coaching. You got unlimited income potential. I just showed you a $100,000 a month bonus. Are you kidding? That's a bonus. That's on the side. That's extra. Multiple streams of income within one opportunity. No experience required. You just saw my training class. Smile. Do this. Eric, do it. Look how good he is. You got business expense tracking to make sure you stay on top of your taxes and your expenses. And you got self-development workshops so you can become a better leader, because the better leader you are, the more people to follow, the more people to follow, the more you make. Does that make sense? You know what it costs to manage your business? $20 a month. For all this technology and all these different things, it's $20 a month. And you go, wow, Chris, $20 a month, and didn't Scott say, see? Yeah, but you already threw it free on that one, so you're paying nothing. So the only expense you got.
That's crazy.
To all the guests in the room, you need to get started now. This is so cheap, you almost don't even have to ask your spouse. I said almost. I don't want to get nobody beat up unnecessarily. So men, make sure you ask. Women, they ain't gonna ask. But men, make sure you ask. Hey guys, say welcome to all of our new CEOs. Come on, back.
Great job, Chris. Great job. Hey, thank you. Thank you for being here today in the room.